US 322 eastbound Pennsylvania. I got cut out again here. My visual, I had to interrupt it. This is a new video. This is a beautiful drive through here. It's not very heavily traveled either. This is Pennsylvania 333 for East Salem up in Lewistown. I'm on the final leg of my approach to Harrisburg here from Idaho. Delivery set for today, later on, Southern New Jersey. Getting back to what I was talking about. If we have to pay out every time we're making bills, and another thing goes wrong, what's going to happen? Well, we're going to go further into debt, deeper into debt. How do we get in that boat to begin with? Well, we get in that boat because we're not managing our money properly. We're not content. We're wanting too much beyond our means. See, God, if He sees we're living within our means and we know how to manage our finances, then He's going to give us more because we know how to manage it properly. If you don't know how to manage it, what reason does God have to give us any more if we don't properly know how to manage what we already have? I mean, if we're spending everything we're making, not setting anything aside in case something does go wrong, setting ourselves up to be perpetually in debt. People who are in debt, what causes it? Because we can spend an infinite amount of money every day if we wanted to. I could go out and try to buy $1 million mansion tomorrow. My money would be all gone. Would that be wise? No, it wouldn't be wise. It would be wise to have $1 million first and then go buy the mansion. When the money is flowing in already to support that. Lewistown, 4 more miles. Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, 37 more miles. My philosophy is when you buy something when you have the money or most of the money to pay for it already, you don't go into debt to buy something if at all possible. That's my philosophy, and it has worked because at this point in my life, I have no debt. The only thing I have to pay out is child support, and there's nothing I can really do about that, unfortunately. Until it runs out, the child turns 18. There's nothing I can do about that. I have to come up with that money. That's reality. Other than that, my philosophy has worked. I'm not in any debt. I'm financially free right now for the most part, other than that child support. I do have expenses for this truck, for insurance, but that goes with the business, yeah. You know, that's something that you have, you know, if you're in this, you have to pay it. There's no choice. It's not a matter of management. You have to pay that out to continue functioning. So, what can you do if you're in that situation where all your money is going out, you're getting deeper and deeper into debt? Every time something goes wrong, you have to put it on your credit cards, run them up even higher, try to get your limits extended to cover more and more, you know. The first thing is we have to be content with what we have. What do we really need? we really think we need what we think we need? If we're a person living by ourselves, do we need a 5-bedroom house, $300,000 5-bedroom house if we're just single on our own living or something like that? Do we really need that? What is real abundance? Is real abundance material or is it spiritual? It's a matter of contentment. This is in Pennsylvania Highway 17, Millerstown. So contentment is, if we're content, truly content, we're not going to constantly be going out trying to spend all our money and wanting more and more and more and more. And when we have that mentality, we end up not spending all our money. We do have some left over. And then that can be put toward, well, initially, if you're in debt, obviously, that money's going to have to be put toward paying the debt off, at least some of it, and then the rest of it toward if something else goes wrong. Breaks on you, like your car or furnace goes out on you or something. You really want to have money set aside to cover that so you don't have to go even further into debt when that comes up. And it's a very gradual process. If you're really into debt, it's going to take a long time of really disciplining yourself to not go back into the mode of just constantly, spending your money all the time to the last dime. And with me, even now, I have some weeks where I don't make any money at all. I don't make any profit sometimes. I have other weeks that are real windfalls, but I have other weeks where I don't make anything at all. I don't even get a paycheck so once in a while that week. Depends on how freight is going. It depends on a lot of different factors. But I live a very simple life. The only money I really spend right now is, of course, I have to eat. I have to pay my insurance for this. I have to rent out the trailer, the room. I have to pay my child support, of course. But I don't really spend much more than that. That's pretty much mostly what I spend all the time. I don't go out and buy all kinds of other stuff that I really at this point don't need. All I have right now are just a few articles of clothing, few personal belongings in this truck, and that's it. I don't really have anything else. I have my property in Maine that's paid off, but the house isn't really livable right now, and I'm not there, so why do I have to put money into it right now? I'm content with what I have right now. I'm content, and that's why I'm in the financial key is being content. Because we're led to believe that abundance, we want to live in $1 million mansion, or we want to drive a Rolls Royce, or to me that's not abundance. That's only going to put you into an enormous amount of debt. However, if you really have the money to cover all that stuff, you are making billions of dollars. Money is really, really flowing like that in your life, and there's nothing really wrong with having those things. You desire them, but if at this point in your life the money isn't flowing enough to support that, then God is not granting you all that. He's got some other purpose for you. Most people with millions of dollars do not have a clue as to how to handle it all. We hear sports stars who paid millions of dollars and then their life, they spend it all on drugs. A lot of it, their lives get ruined. A lot of people would have these clues as to how to handle that kind of money fell into their hands. And God does that. That's why it doesn't happen. It would not be used in a beneficial manner. The money I have is being used in a beneficial manner. Eating, we need to do that. I need to pay my insurance for this vehicle. I need to keep it going. I need to pay for repairs. The trip to Italy is beneficial. We need to do stuff like that at least once in a while. Enjoy our lives at least a little bit. But the key is, as I've been saying, is contentment. And if our money is all going out of our hands every week, why do we have all these bills? We need to ask ourselves, where did they all come from? Are these bills really necessary? Are they absolutely essential stuff for paying out all the time? Example, if we're living in a place, the tax bill a year is $20,000 on our house, even if it's paid for, well, why not sell it and move where the tax burden is a lot less? And the amount of money you sell that house for, you can take that money and buy another house somewhere else where you'll have lots of money left over to live on. People don't think like that. It's about making wise financial decisions. Making the most of the resources that you do have. Like if you have that house that's worth $1 million in San Francisco, you're barely getting by. Why not sell it for $1 million and take that money and move to where you can buy a house for $30,000, $40,000 and live somewhere else? You'd have enough money to probably live off for years after that if you did that. People don't think that way. Even my mother trying to sell this house in New York, they want to stay there in Long Island. Well, if you stay in Long Island, you're going to spend all that money you make on the sale of the house on something else. You're not going to have anything left. Why not go somewhere else? But not that I tell anybody else what to do. I don't. I'm not going to tell my mother what to do at all either. She's bent on, she's staying in that area. So, but I think about the overall picture. Think about Long Island, how much money she could pocket if she decided to move elsewhere, off of the island, elsewhere in the country. These are just some tips I wanted to share about finances. As many people, basically their life consists of, you get your paycheck and in 10 minutes it's gone, you're already broke until your next paycheck. And to me, that's bondage. It's not really being free at all. You're a slave to your bills. That's the case. You're a slave to your debt. You're not free, that's for sure. You have to keep coming up with all that money every month, meaning you have to work to earn it, obviously, somehow. The more you're in debt, the more money you have to come up with, the more you have to work to cover it, the more pressure you're under. I'm not saying I have a perfect life, and yesterday and the day before I went into how organized religion, how I had some extremely painful experiences connected with it. So it's not like I've had a perfect life either. However, you know how to control your finances, it takes the edge off of a lot of other things. Even though I'm having to pay an exorbitant amount of money for child support, because of the fact I know how to handle my finances well, I'm able to handle that. Even though it shouldn't be the case. Especially with a child that I have no contact with. I could probably challenge it in court, but will I? Probably not. There's only another year left. I really don't want to deal with my ex anymore. Not that I hate her or anything, it's just the kind of person she is. But, yeah. That's my thoughts on finances for today. Being that it's Monday, people are back at work, people are back trying to earn a living. For me, Monday is like no different than any other day. Actually, today I'm going to be left doing less than I have the last 2 days. This is US 11 and US 15 for Sullivan's Road and Camp Hill. So I'm going to be continuing this video until I get to Harrisburg. I have to signal convince me now. Another 20 more minutes, I should be passing through Harrisburg or by Harrisburg. And then from there, we'll be on down to Lancaster and then work my way down toward south side of Philadelphia. I'm probably going to continue on 322 eventually down across the river there to New Jersey. And then follow 322, go south on 55 in New Jersey to my delivery. over their head, food, and having an automobile, more than one in many cases, takes most of their money out. It takes a lot of creativity, a lot of thinking out of the box to figure out a way to break out of that cycle of, having just enough to get by with, thinking that that's how life should be. True abundance involves freedom, involves financial freedom as well. Not being under that anymore. That concept of every penny you make is going to have to go out tomorrow to bills. I know that God directed me in my financial decisions. He definitely did. This is why I'm where I am now. He helped me make wise financial decisions years back. Even while I was going through all those things in that religion, I never lost my ability to make financial decisions that were long-term good decisions. That's the key. We have to think in the long term. For example, my truck, I put aside, I always have money aside for repairs. So when this big repair bill came up, I just took it in stride and I paid the money out needed for it. I had it. And thus, when you're in that situation, then you take better care of what you have, and because you have the money to do it. There are a couple of hikers, looks like they're on the AT, Appalachian Trail. Most across this bridge, actually, is Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania. Appalachian Trail actually crosses here. Footwalk on the right. Saw a couple of hikers, backpacks. So this is the Susquehanna River in Pennsylvania that we are following now. Flows down through Harrisburg and down into Chesapeake Bay in Maryland eventually. We're not going to be following it that far. This is Pennsylvania 325 East.